oh baby, yeah. Run away as fast as you can. Run away, oh baby, yeah. Run away as fast as you can. Oh. How's everyone today? Hey, it's wonderful to be here. Wonderful to be here. We're originally from here, obviously, but we live in Raleigh now. Like I said, my name's Lanisha. Everybody calls me LA now. What? I don't know when that happened, right? Some people know me as Lay or Lay. Let's not go there, guys. But everybody calls me LA, and this is my brother Rob or Robert, and we actually go by Witness. Our last name is Whittington, my maiden name, so it's Witness the Journey. All the songs that we're doing today, we wrote, and so everything, all the parts, except for one is a Celtic song we learned as kids, so we thought we'd kind of do that today. All right, so let's do our next song, Lanigan's Ball. Once again, it is an honor to be here. We want to thank a few people. So thank you, great cousin Edgar, for reaching out to us. Dr. Leslie McKesson, thank you for reaching out to us. Dad, I see in the back of the camcorder, love you. Thanks once again for doing the conference calls with Edgar while we're in Raleigh, Dad. And thank you for having us here to be on such a amazing occasion, just to see family and their accomplishments, especially great cousin Etta Baker and what she did and her music. And it's huge to know that in Raleigh she has made such an impact across the state, but to hear her name in Raleigh just casually is amazing. I can't say that enough. So thank you. All right, so here we go. Remember now, remember now, remember now. Remember now, remember now, remember now. Remember who you are, remember whose you are. Oh, remember who you were is not who you are. Remember we are not our broken bones and ragged scars. You didn't make it this far to be reminded of all your disappointments and rejections. Your beautiful self, look at your reflection and see the beauty in who you always been. All right, so for our last selection before we continue with, I guess, the ceremony, is a little bit of Weir Road, and that'll be for our set for today, except for one more song we'll have a little bit later. Thank you. Sometimes I've had to travel a weary road. Thank you. Bless you.
Good afternoon. Glad you're here. I just won't go away. Before I start, I want to mention one thing. There was a bit of thievery going on with this project. It happened a couple days ago, and I don't know if public safety's here or not, but I hope he can get clemency. my successor, Jim Smith, went over to Etta's house and stole some of her flowers, and they're here. I think they're some of the daylilies and all, so that's kind of a nice touch for him to do that. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome the children and all the family of Etta Baker, our local, regional elected officials, all the donors and supporters of this special community public art project, and all the friends of Miss Etta. On occasion, the right people come together at the right time, and at the end of the day, the right result occurs. It was right that Etta Baker lived in and raised her family in Morganton and Burke County. It was very right that she was meant to play music and be able to share it with the world. As we approach America's Memorial Day, honoring our country's servicemen, servicewomen, veterans, both past and present, I believe it to be right and proper that at this special time on this day, we honor and eternally memorialize Etta Baker. A little less than 2 years ago, a small group of rookies had an idea, a dream, and today, in a few moments, this dream comes true. There are many thank yous to be said. Partnerships and cooperation have made it right from the start to the finish. Morganton Savings Bank, the Burke Arts Council, and the City of Morganton were captains of Team Etta, and they are to be commended greatly. There's one lady I want to bring up right now who stepped into the challenge of bringing our funding efforts to goal by enlisting the support of individual congregations and families of Burke County. Please welcome Cecilia Surratt.
Thank you. I know everyone is waiting patiently to try and get a shot at this. I know I am. Good evening. If you'll take a look around, everything that fills up what was empty space started with an idea, a vision, a desire, a spoken word, or perhaps a dream. And the statue before you is no exception to the rule. The cabinetry, the statue, and the statue, all was a vision of one man, and we'll introduce him later. You must remember that before seeing the manifestation of anything, one must do the work to bring the vision into reality. I made a cry to the African American community via the churches of the immediate need to raise the remaining balance. And without delay, you responded to the cry and you completed the work. In a short amount of time, we reached the goal. So it is my delight at this time to say to all the contributors, thank you. From the bottom of our heart, thank you. Now give yourselves a hand. Now at this time, we want to honor the man who had the vision. So if these ladies will run to the podium, we won't delay the time because I know you're waiting patiently. Dolores McDowell, Leslie McKesson, Reverend Diane Conley, and Ola Mae Caldwell, quickly. Bill.
Don't mess with Bill.
Tell my wife that.
Well, when I first, hi everybody. When I first approached him here in the auditorium, and I said, I've got to say some things about you. He said, well, just say whatever you've heard. Did y'all hear that Bill has been a dynamic leader in the places that he has been? Did you hear that he's been a friend to everybody? Did you hear or did you know? Was that good?
You get me?
So on behalf of all of us, presented to Bill Wilson, the difference you made for our community is nothing short of amazing. Thank you Afro-American Community 2017. Thank you so much.
Let's everybody hug. Here you go, thank you. If you move, I'll hug him.
I'll be with y'all in a little while.
Good.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's all around, Bill. One last hug, Bill.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's all my women for today.
That's all he can handle.
It's interesting. I've known them in different circles. Leslie, I used to direct shows over in Caldwell County, and she came over there and sang in the first all black musical that was ever presented, I think, in North Carolina, and was pretty good. And I think you came back and did another one, didn't you? Didn't you do Racing also? That's right. And then she came to Burke County and got a real job. Like I said, there are many thank yous to be said, and recognition of these donors and supporters is on the sculpture perimeters on some plaques. There's still a little bit of work to be done there, but in short time we hope to have everybody recognized as they should be. And as you see and speak with the individuals, the families, the business owners who contributed to this statue, which we have titled Picking on the Porch, I hope you will share our pride along with yours. There are still a few loose ends to complete, so if you have not and wish to contribute, there is some need. Please see Deb Jones with the Arts Council or Jim Smith here at CAMA, and either will be able to help you with that. And finally, as with Sacred Dance in the Muses, Ben Long's masterpiece fresco that towers above the CAMA Gallery, I'm equally pleased to have had the honor to be a part of the Etta Baker Memorial Project. Thank you. Now, go ahead, thank you. Now it's my honor to introduce to you the second best hire the city ever made, my successor, Jim Smith, Director of CAMA.
Hey, I want to go ahead and introduce our mayor at this time. Would you please welcome our mayor?
Thank you, Jim. On behalf of City Council, the residents of Morganton, we are so excited to have friends and family of Etta Baker here. We're so excited to remember her as a woman in this community, and we know that her legacy will live on forever. I want to say a special thanks to the people who kick-started this project. Of course, Bill Wilson and former Mayor Mel Cohen for making this project happen. They got together with City Council and along with the Arts Council and private donors, it came to pass. So we are so excited that Etta Baker's legacy will live on for future generations. If you haven't seen her museum inside, please visit before you leave. Thank you. Now Jim Wilson.
I might have a little bit of Bill blood in me. Let me just say something real quick before we have a prayer. Lucy Allen will be playing a song at the end of our program when we reveal the statue called Etta's Gift. And that's on a CD, and it's available to you in the lobby for $10 if you'd like to buy that. It'll also be displayed in our case, so we're very, very honored to have a song written about this occasion as well. One other thing I want to let you know is we just received a second grant to continue Etta Baker Week in the schools, and we had that the third week of February in honor of Etta Baker's birthday in March and Black History Month in February. My wife wrote the lesson plan. We sent it out to all the schools in Burke County, the private schools, and some schools in Avery County. And we had word this past week that it will be started in all of North Carolina schools starting next year for all third graders. So we're very thankful for the music educators of North Carolina, thankful for my wife for that lesson plan, and every third grader in Burke County schools got this booklet with a pic that's only available if you were a third grader or this concert tonight that has a memorial pic inside. I put them out on the table. As you go back in, there should be more, and there'll be more after the concert. We had 1,000 made for the day. After today, there'll never be a pic inside. There'll just be another book for our next third graders. So I wanted to let you know about that as well. Let's pray. Father God, I thank you for the gift of music that's international, no matter where we are, Father God. That language of music can touch any language, any soul, any continent. I thank you for that gift that Etta Baker made in our community, Father God, the gift of music and creativity that only can come from you. I thank you and ask that you bless and continue to keep the rain away. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Now I'm going to introduce to you one more time Lamisha and Robert as they play a song, Carolina.
So we have like kind of music sessions where we sit in the kitchen with mom, grandma, and now my husband. And we were like, let's come up with something. And we practiced, and then it just kind of clicked. So we hope you all enjoy it. And thank you again for having us here for this amazing, momentous occasion. Remembering those mountains and lights. Remembering those blue-ridge green skies. Remembering how you always played. Remembering you're forever here to stay. Lost in all the music around, lost in all that mountain sound. Carolina is home to me. Lost in the beauty that's found, fireflies and that old blue sound. Carolina is home to me. Lost in all the music around, lost in all that mountain sound. Carolina is home to me. Lost in the beauty that's found, fireflies and that old blue sound. Carolina is home to me.
Good evening. I'm Deb Jones of the Burke Arts Council, and I've had such a pleasure in the last 3 years working with this committee. I didn't know Etta Baker, but soon learned what a treasure she was to Morganton and the world of the Piedmont blues style of music. I knew it would be a tall order to find the right artist to create an appropriate and suitable statue of Miss Etta. After a competitive national search, Jay Warren of Rogue River, Oregon, was the clear choice. Jay is right over there. Jay is a member of the National Sculptor Society and the Portrait Sculptors Society of the Americas. He has over 50 sculptures in 15 states and in Canada. We are honored to have Jay and his wife Jan is there too, right there, with us today. Thank you and welcome to Morganton. I want to say what an absolute pleasure it's been to work with the Baker family, Bill Wilson, and Jim Smith. Special thanks to the City of Morganton, to Morganton Savings, and to the entire Etta Baker Committee. I can't wait till you people see this amazing work of art that Jay created with the help of Jan. Thank you. And I will introduce now Nakia Baker, Edgar Baker's daughter, Etta's granddaughter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the autobiography of Miss Etta Baker. Etta was born in 1913, was rich in traditional music. Etta's father, Boone Reed, was part of the generation of African Americans in North Carolina to play the blues. A genre whose distinctive form and standard repertoire evolved as the first decades of the 20th century, although Etta's father taught her how to play the guitar at an early age of 3. Etta's artistry is rooted in nourishing musical environment of her early life. In 1936, Etta married Lee Baker. Lee Baker played the piano and sang, and he and Etta often made music together. However, Lee discouraged Etta from playing dances or parties without him in order to support what grew to become a family of 9 children. Etta took a job at Skyline Textiles. A lot of times she wanted to go on the road by playing her music, but it was hard to do that and raise a family and a job. The awards. The awards Etta has received: in 1987, Etta won the Best Folk Artist in Chase City, Virginia. In 1990, Etta received an award from President George W. Bush. In 1999, Etta received an award from the governor in Raleigh, the State Award. In 2006, Etta was deceased at the age of 93. The final award Etta received was given in honor of her to her son, Mr. Edgar Baker. In 2010, Etta won the Master Musician in Tradition Blue Ridge Hall of Fame Award in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Etta Baker, my grandmother, mother, legendary, phenomenal, well-spirited, her music, and she will always be in my heart rest.
Wonderful spirit. Now let me introduce to you Edgar Baker, the son of Etta Baker.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Giving honor to God for being here today. Amen. To honor the legendary Etta Baker of Morganton, North Carolina, for all the achievements she accomplished in her music known around the world. I would like to take a minute to tell you how this all began and her getting her recognition. A close friend to me and Etta Baker, Mr. Larry Coe from Morganton, also a musician that admired Etta's music. He told me, Edgar, we need to do something about Etta. First, we thought about signs with her name on major highways, but she was not government connected with the state of North Carolina, so that didn't work. It was presented to the director of the Comma, Mr. Bill Wilson, with family and community. It started the museum inside the lobby of the Comma. Okay. I won't be before you long. I'll get my pages up. Okay. And then the statue came into being to be erected on the premises of the Comma. Mr. J. Warren of Oregon, you perfected this job. A special thanks to the ladies of Morganton. I'm just going to name a few. Miss Helen McDowell. Okay, Miss Oda Mae Caldwell, Miss Artie Mae Logan, and Miss Cecilia Surratt, along with Miss Deborah Jones at Burke Arts Council. And another special thanks to the new director of the comma, Dr. Jim Smith. And to all of you that contributed and help us meet this goal, the churches, the businesses, the family people, we just want to say thank you again, because we could not have done it without you. Now I'm going to call my brother to say a few words. Frank Baker. And I'll present him to you now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having this big ceremony going on this afternoon for our mother. This has truly been a dream come true for the entire family. Edgar, my brother, he just took everything right out of my hands. He said it all. But on top of this, I would just like to thank the two people that started this dream by a dream and a concept. Mr. Larry and Deborah Cole, the two people that sat down and started this whole thing, and now that it's here, I want them to be remembered and know that they will always be part of the Baker family. And on top of this, Larry taught me a lot of things about my mother that I never knew. I spent most of my life around the world in the military, and I caught up with Etta Baker when I retired out of the Pentagon and came back to be part of this family again. He taught me some things about my mother that I never knew. And on top of being a musician and now into the superstar, mother's also another star. She's also a gold star mother. And that's the one that I really recognize her by, as being our gold star mother. But the musician Etta Baker was new to me when I came back home and found out who she was. So I really want to thank all of the people of Morganton. Mother would actually call all of you family now. So for the rest of the day, this is the Etta Baker Rainbow family. Thank you.
We're going to let him join his brothers up there. And this is the moment we've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Etta Baker and Pickin' on the Porch.
Little white house in Morganton town. I stopped by, but you were already gone. Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left? Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left? It wasn't a visit you thought I'd make, so catching up will have to wait. Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left? Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left? In your garden, flowers grow tall, and doves reply whenever you call. Driving down in your big old Pontiac with your Gibson and your Martin in the back. Hey, did you get the apples I left? Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left? John Henry, one dime blues. Dewdrop is the one that I would choose. Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left? Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left? Grooving grandma out there playing your guitar said all that was worth saying. Hey, Etta, did you get the apples I left?
Wonderful song by Lucy
Thank
Allen.
you.
Let me just tell you now, we thank you for being here. You can come up and see the statue. If you step on the lilies, you will be going to Etta's house to dig them next time. So watch the flowers, but please come and enjoy the statue. Also, you can go inside and enjoy the Harris Brothers for another 45 minutes. And then we'll have our main David Holt concert inside. Just make sure if you don't have a ticket, you stop by the box office to get one. What? Oh, yeah, and the birds are going home.